Right now at noon, a man is under arrest in connection to the death of an Indianapolis mother. We have the latest on that investigation that started last November. Sean?
And we've got our hottest air of the year so far. It eventually will bubble up some heavy storms. We're going to have the timeline on that ahead in your forecast.
Also, residents are weighing in on a new proposal to raise the vehicle registration fees, while a majority are opposed. And thanks for joining us at 13 News at noon today. I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan along with our meteorologist Sean Ash. Listen up. This is a weather impact alert day. We're hot and we're humid right now, but if you had some of those thunder boomers come through last night, we could have something a little more dramatic.
Yeah, perhaps. And so we got it. It's kind of a two-part situation. We've got the heat first and then the thunderstorms, and we're going to do this again tomorrow before we can get to some relief here. So let's go one day at a time. We're going to show you our camera network with temperatures right now. So here we are at the noon hour, and most readings in the middle 80s. Now that's temperatures. You can see the sunshine right now. This is what matters most here. Heat indices right on schedule, already in the 90s. They will be peaking near about 100 degrees, if not higher in some spots, because you kick that hot air and you team it up with as muggy as it gets around here. These dew points are well into the 70s. It happens, sometimes it doesn't happen this early in the season. So when we look at the muggy meter, once you hit 70, it's the air you can wear. We're higher than that. We're kind of in the jungle range. We will go down on Friday. Saturday, not bad. Sunday spikes a little bit, and then early next week, pretty nice as well. To get to the more comfortable air, we're going to have to go through a couple bouts of thunderstorms. Now, I will tell you for today, before 11 o'clock, the odds of thunderstorms are low, but anything that can overcome the lack of lift, better lift is back to the west, anything that can overcome that could become severe. Easily the higher chance of severe weather is in this level 3 zone, parts of Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois. What will happen as we go into tonight, those are going to be creeping in here, okay? And so we want you to be prepared for that. A little closer inspection, show you how this is going to work with Future Track 13. So a possibility of an isolated severe storm before 7, 8 o'clock, and then we're going to be waiting on what's left of that complex. So be prepared for some watches, some warnings. This will be coming in after about 10 or 11 p.m. and could be bumpy as we go through the overnight. That's the first wave. We'll have a second one tomorrow night. More on that in the 7-day forecast.
Sean, thank you. We'll check back. In the meantime, the latest headlines and all new right now at noon. A 27-year-old man is now under arrest. This is in connection to a deadly shooting that occurred last November. Police found 26-year-old Amanda Jones shot inside a home on Turtle Creek North Drive. The shooting happened at around 11:50 p.m. November 24th. Jones died at the scene. And police say the shooting stems from an incident that went down earlier that day. Then they say the suspect in the case avoided arrest by fleeing north to Chicago. However, police successfully took him into custody along Keystone Avenue here yesterday. We are also learning more about IMPD's investigation on the north side after there was a deadly shooting there. IMPD says they found a man shot along Woodmere Circle around 5:30 just this morning. Initially, he was awake and breathing, but later died. Police say a 911 caller was approached by two people armed and wearing masks. They say there was an exchange of gunfire and one of the masked people was shot. IMPD believes the 911 caller is believed to be the shooter. They did detain a person at the scene. Right now, it's unclear if that person detained is the one who called 911. We're sorting all this out right now as IMPD is searching for one more suspect. Certainly, if you know anything about this, call police. Also now, a family is grieving after a pregnant Indianapolis mom was found dead in Mexico. They tell us Michaela Penley's, who's been missing for months, was the victim of a brutal attack. And her cousin, Jamie Dowdy, talked with us. She says that Penley disappeared with her 7 kids back in February, and the family has been searching for her and for answers ever since.
Her laughter, everything about Michaela, she was just, whenever you seen her, no matter what she was going through, her eyes lit up. And you really didn't too much know she was going through whatever she was going through. She was just a good girl.
The cousin goes on to tell us that the children are in the care of Mexican authorities and the family is focused right now on bringing the kids back home. Dowdy says the father of the children is under arrest in Mexico. Right now, 13 News is working to independently verify that information. Moving to Indiana, to the northwest corner, to the region. Well, Hammond could soon be the new home of the Bears. We spoke with the mayor of Hammond. His name is Tom McDermott, and he told us he's confident that that city is going to win over the team this summer. McDermott says Bears leadership is now considering multiple sites. He wouldn't specify which ones, but he says the goal is to make Hammond an easy choice for the Bears.
We want to make it as easy as possible for us to come in, scoop up those acres, and if speculators start getting involved, it could only drive up the price. So the Bears are the ones that are spending the billions of dollars coming to Indiana, and that's their decision to make, and that's their announcement to make.
McDermott says the state and the governor's office right now are leading the charge and that he is talking to the team once a week. Time will tell if Indiana scores or if Illinois stages the big winning interception. Indiana state lawmakers right now are giving Indianapolis a shot at a $50 million a year plan for roads, but there's a catch to it. To get it, the city has to raise new money for the match. Alex Almanza has more on this potential investment.
There weren't enough chairs for everyone, but community members still chimed in.
There has to be a better solution than just penalizing the residents of Indianapolis.
I feel that you're targeting the wrong people to pay for it.
Indy leaders say the state is offering $50 million for road funding only if Marion County comes up with $50 million in matched dollars on their own. So councilors are proposing a higher fee at the BMV to raise money. Councilor Andy Nielsen says it's an opportunity they need to jump on.
It's not just raising user fees. A big part of the match in the future is also contingent on the ability for 25 councilors to be able to sit into the chamber and allocate resources, additional resources.
It comes amid already rising costs, including a possible education referendum that would ask taxpayers to pay more.
Marion County residents are paying for it one way or another. And what if we continue to down the process we go, right, we're going to continue to be replacing tires and rims and lining suspension. Doesn't mean that goes away, but what the council's plan is doing is refusing to accept that as a reality.
Under the proposal, heavy vehicles like buses and semi-trailers would pay $240 flat in county wheel tax. But most car owners would pay an annual $100 county vehicle excise surtax. By comparison, our company paid $35.80 this year on the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek that we drive for our assignments. Republican Minority Leader Brian Mowry is among several who say the city needs to look at their own budget.
We need to make sure we're really looking at our own personal budgets within the city to see where we're at and how we're going to make these things work before we're asking folks to look at their personal budgets and say, I gotta pay more in my car now when I'm already, like we heard from a lot of people tonight, on fixed income.
Mayor Joe Hogsett has also criticized the council's proposal, telling 13 News previously, quote, "We owe it to our community members to deliver solutions that invest in infrastructure without placing additional financial strain on hardworking families."
This proposal still does need council approval. If it passes, the city would have to certify the local match to the state and do that by December 31st, with the first possible state road money coming then in 2027. Coming up to Texas, where a teen found guilty in a fatal stabbing. What we now know after that 3-hour jury deliberations for Carmelo Anthony. Sean.
Much of our day is just going to be hot and humid, but we're watching this complex of storms and maybe some isolated severe storms before it arrives. We'll have the timeline on this one and another one coming in tomorrow night.
The rap sheet for a former deputy fire chief getting longer today. We're digging into 55 charges connected to voyeurism and even some child sex crimes.